Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 5th day of September, National Cheese Pizza Day. I'm a fan of cheese pizza, but I also like pizza with other toppings on it as well, as long as it still has cheese. I remember ordering a pizza one time and they forgot to put cheese on it. That looked really weird. National Cellulite Day. Amazing that is on National Cheese Pizza Day. National Shrink Day and World Samosa Day. S-A-M-O-S-A. What is a samosa?
I have no idea what a samosa
World
is.
Samosa Day. And you know what? Because I'm a curious person, I'm going to just tell you. I'll Google it.
Sangria and champagne?
No, it looks like a crispy samosa. It's like a little, almost looks like a ravioli kind of thing. I don't know.
It's food.
Fried. Probably not going to try that today, but you never know. Also, it is a Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter. We'll get to that coming up in a bit.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research has found the more attractive adults are, the less likely they are to spend time gaming those who are less attractive. Huh? Similar result was observed in teens. Researchers determined that is not the case of playing video games making people ugly. The results suggest the better-looking people, they have comparative advantages in social interactions as an alternative leisure activity. So logically, they spend more time with close friends and romantic partners and less time gaming.
Okay.
All right. So if you've got somebody that spends a lot of time playing video games, you might want to let them know that. Hey, according to a study, the uglier you are, the more time you spend video gaming. Let's go to the movies or something. I don't know. I've got that study in the show notes. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but it might make more sense to you. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. The Wall Street Journal reports that Gen Z's typing proficiency is dwindling as young people spend more time on touchscreens and tablets than keyboards.
Yeah.
So it's going away like cursive did. Some high schoolers are more adept at typing on an iPad or a smartphone than a computer. One 18-year-old even reported writing an entire 8-page paper on a tablet. Wow. That's still... Tablets are still better than using a remote when you're like logging into a device.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta
I can't stand
I'm like,
that.
okay, I don't even want to watch this movie that
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. Chick-fil-A. I know you're thinking, wait, big screen, little screen, what does Chick-fil-A have to do with that?
Right.
Well, they've hatched a plan for their own streaming service.
What?
They're moving aggressively into the entertainment space with plans to launch a slate of originals on their own streaming platform. Working with big companies right now, a bunch of family-friendly shows and a lot of unscripted things like reality-type shows. So they're working on,
That is so bizarre.
doing their own thing.
Okay.
So apparently Lyft and Airbnb have already done this. So this is one of the latest companies that have nothing to do with entertainment that are now getting into the entertainment biz. Keanu Reeves' latest excellent adventure comes in an unexpected field, hockey. Yeah, he's got a new contract with Windsor Spitfires, a junior hockey team. So that's kind of cool.
A contract, like he's...
Yeah, his father
He's
grew up in
owning it, or he's
Toronto.
playing
He
it?
played hockey, and he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be an owner of a hockey team.
Right.
He's going to be somehow involved in hockey.
Huh.
And new players at the late summer box office struggled to find their footing. Holdovers Deadpool and Wolverine did well. Alien did well. It Ends With Us easily beat the new offerings Blink Twice and the Crow reboot. So apparently the new stuff has not done nearly as well as the stuff that's been out for several weeks. That is your Big Screen, Little Screen report brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Researchers say computers will achieve human-level intelligence by the year 2029. I think that they've maybe already surpassed some human-level intelligence. There are computers out there that are super smart. Every once in a while, you'll see something, you're like, I can't believe how amazing it is that AI created that.
Yeah,
and then
it's a
you
little
also
scary
look at
to
any
me.
picture with a human hand, you're like, okay, that doesn't look even close.
Yeah.
Why do they have struggles with hands, I wonder? I don't know. That is
It's
so,
a little scary to me.
yeah, it absolutely is. And a fashion influencer says she has the ultimate money-saving travel hack. I don't know about this. This is interesting. Now that she shared this, I got a feeling it's going to change, by the way. But Faith Woodhall's trending how-to TikTok video explains that if you want to avoid shelling out an extra $40 to check your overstuffed suitcase at the airport, she said just bring a second bag, like a plastic bag, and fill that with stuff, and then go to the duty-free part of the airport and buy one of their, get something with one of the duty-free bags, and then stuff it in that. And they think you bought all this stuff at the airport, and then they don't bother you about it, apparently. She tells her 300,000 followers that the hack, quote, works like a dream, and she says she's never been charged for a second bag. One viewer commented, this is genius, while another says, I've been doing this for years, works every time, never had a problem. So I don't know if I would have thought of that, but now that they're saying that, I got a feeling there are going to be people.
They're going to start checking receipts
Do you
and
have a
checking
receipt
bags. And yep.
for all of this stuff in this bag?
Yeah.
I see that you bought a Snickers. Why do you have a bag this big for a Snickers? So, yeah. Again, I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It was just her idea. That's all. Her name, by the way, is Faith Woodhall, if you want to find her. And I do have a link to this in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear
Dear
John
John Letters.
Dear John.
All right. I got a pretty heavy letter again, Heidi, but I'll take it. If you got a light letter, lighthearted, those are my favorites, but we'll get to this one right now. Dear John, my parents were married for 32 years. They recently went through a divorce. We spent the holidays together as a family last year. It was a little awkward, but it was also really nice to see them together again. I was hoping we would be able to do that again this year. I know my dad still loves my mom, and I think he's hoping that they will be back together again someday. My wife and I went to a movie over the weekend, and we bumped into my mom on a date with one of my dad's friends. It was super weird. I think they tried to avoid me, but we still ended up having an awkward encounter after the movie. I could tell my mother was super embarrassed, but we were all still very polite. I've not talked to her yet, but I wonder if my dad knows that she's dating his friend. I don't think it's my place to say anything to him, but do you think I should talk to my mom about it? I think she should let my dad know so he can move on as well. It breaks my heart, but I also understand she's a single, amazing woman. I have no clue what all led up to the divorce, so I'm not sure if they were already talking before the divorce or not. I feel a heavy weight from all of this. What advice do you have for me? Signed, Sad Son. What do you say, Heidi?
Well, first of all, your dad should move on. They're divorced.
Yeah. I understand,
I think your mom's made it pretty clear that
and I don't know
done.
how long they've been divorced, but if they were divorced long enough that you guys ended up getting together last year during the holidays, and they were,
it's been a while.
So
And it's okay for her to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's been over a year,
Yeah.
she's not doing anything wrong.
no, and it doesn't sound like he's saying that she's doing anything wrong, but he does allude to at the end. I don't know how long they've been talking because he doesn't know what led
Okay,
up
but
to
if
the
it's
divorce.
been going on over a year, you probably would have come across
Yeah.
it before now. But
Well, and
I don't
again,
know.
the way he said he felt like they were trying to avoid him, it almost feels like they were sneaking around. But here's the thing I will tell you. If they were doing something wrong, they probably wouldn't be going out to the
Right.
movies.
right.
I mean, you know.
They were probably just they were probably hoping to tell you
a
in
different way.
person other than running into you somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's maybe why it was awkward. But
Have you ever had that happen where
she's
you,
not done anything wrong, I don't think.
where you bump into somebody and you see some people together, you're like, wait, what are you doing with him? And
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah.
And why are you guys an hour away from where you
And
should
as
be?
long as the friend isn't married, there's no
Yeah.
problem here.
See, and it doesn't say anything about
Yeah.
that either. So, look, what are the questions for us here? Amazing women. Da, 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 da. Should I talk to my? Yeah, if you want to talk to your mom about, because here's the thing.
Well,
It-
definitely
it's gonna-
talk to your mom.
It's going to probably come up. Because
Yeah, it's gonna
not
come
like
up.
you're going to talk to her and she's never going to mention the fact that, oh, hey, by the way,
It was good
you know,
to see you the other night.
it was great. And maybe even next time you see her, say what you think of the movie. And it was, you know, so chat about
Yeah.
the movie and then let her bring up the fact that she was there with somebody. And you
You
could
could
even
ask her.
And you could even say, if you
If you're
guys
close with your mom,
have
ask
you been
her. So are you
hanging
guys
out with
dating?
him for a while, or
Yeah.
how's that? You know, because that again.
And who knows? It could have been just an innocent thing
Yeah.
where they were both bored and they had nothing going on. Hey, you
Well,
want to see this movie? I want to see
And that's the
it.
thing. There are a lot of people who would never, ever, 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 ever go to a movie on their own. Ever.
Yeah.
Now, I've gone to a movie by myself before.
So have I.
And there was a movie I wanted to go to that Heidi didn't want to go to. And I was like, I'm going to go. And she's like, you're going to go by yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to watch a movie. I'm like,
And
yeah.
I got mad at John one time
Yeah,
and left
she
the
did.
house and didn't want to go back for a few hours,
She
so I
was
just went to a movie.
She was so mad. Now, in our 25 years almost now of marriage, there's only been a few times I've made her that mad. I can think of 2 or 3 of those. But that one, she was really, really mad. It was because of some stupid thing I said. I know, you're probably shocked to hear that. Wait a minute, John said something stupid? Yeah. I mean, it just came out naturally, too. So let's get back to our Dear John letter here for Sad Son. Have a heavy weight from all of this. What advice do you have for me? I would just, I don't know how often you talk to your mom. If it's not on a weekly basis, you should be talking to her more often. Just reach out and say, what'd you think of the movie? And tell her what you liked about the movie and let her bring up the fact that she was there with somebody. And if she doesn't bring that up, then you could say, so have you guys been hanging out for a while? You don't even need to use the word dating, just hanging out. You guys been hanging out for a while, or what's going on there? You know, and again, I just think having a conversation, and it is certainly not your place to say something to your dad about it because,
No.
again, it's not like you're
They're
keeping a
divorced.
secret
And they're
from him.
divorced.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. If they were just divorced, that'd be a whole different story, but
Right.
they've been divorced a while.
Yeah.
So, again, if you'd like to chime in, I do have this Dear John letter posted at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Fruit stickers, the things that are on a piece
Yeah.
of fruit, are edible.
I knew that.
Though, like fruit, you should wash them prior to eating them. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word Australia contains 3 A's, and each is pronounced differently.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
I've never thought about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Johnny Depp and Queen Elizabeth were 20th cousins. So that's why they look so familiar.
Okay.
Oh, wait, they didn't? Okay. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The wealthy in Russia sometimes hire fake ambulances instead of taxis for a faster and more convenient way
I've
of
heard
getting to
that.
a destination.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that is something that some folks in New York used to do as well. The guy that did the War of the Worlds, I can't think of his name right now, but anyway.
Wells.
Yeah, Orson Welles, he did that. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you point your car fob to your head, it increases the signal range. Okay, I'm not going to try that. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. Doing this for 1 hour burns 11 calories. What is it?
Oh my gosh.
Chewing
11.
Chewing gum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of work to burn 11 calories.
Yeah.
Did we just talk about this, or am I having
I don't
deja
think
vu?
so. I don't
Okay.
remember this one.
For some reason, I'm having major deja vu. Wait a minute. Didn't you just say that the last time I thought of this? No, probably not. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. The Crocs company has teamed up with DC Comics to create a surprisingly cool-looking version of their classic clogs. Recently released limited edition Batman X Crocs Classic Clog Batmobile takes its styling cues from the awesome version of the superhero featured in the 1989 Batman movie and the sequel Batman Returns. The new Crocs feature of a variety of Batmobile elements, including the front turbine, the discrete yellow headlights, even a glossy windshield. At the back, you'll find red stoplights, rear wheels at the Batmobile's iconic exhaust, and maybe the coolest element is the Bat Wing lateral spoiler on the heel strap. You can find them on the internet for $70, and Heidi does not want a pair.
No.
She's not a fan.
I'm not a fan of any
of Crocs. I'm wearing Crocs right now as we're talking.
Handle
She's not a
them.
fan. She hates it when I wear my
I
Crocs.
do.
Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I'm going to start this today. We'll probably not get through all of it, but recently Kind Humor Facebook page asked readers to make their own contributions after posting, "Hello, I am a person in a film or TV drama. When I arrange to meet someone later, I have no need to specify a time or place. And here are some of the awesome things." So like in a movie where they go, "Hey, let's get together," and they're like, "Okay."
Yeah, and
the
then
next
they just
scene,
walk away.
They're just there.
Yeah.
So, hello, I drive to see someone and there's always a parking space right in front of the building. That always happens in movies too. Hello, I'm a woman giving birth in a film. It takes 7 minutes. I pace about. I lie back on a bed. I sweat a little bit. I yell, and boom, there's a baby. Hello, I'm a person driving a car in a film. I rarely look at the road because it's more important to face the person in the passenger seat.
Right, you're having a conversation.
Weirdly, nobody else really thinks that that's dangerous. Hello, I'm a hacker in a Hollywood blockbuster. I don't use any particular software or know anything about how it's actually done. All I need to do is type in some code on my keyboard and boom, I'm in. And one last one for today. I'm a teacher in a film, and the bell always rings just as I'm summing up the lesson.
Right.
So I shout, "I want your test papers back on my desk Thursday." Yeah, we'll finish this list tomorrow. It's all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today is from Jens Leekman, who says, "I don't enjoy irony or sarcasm. However, I like it when someone tells you a joke and then it turns out to be serious." You ever have that happen?
Yeah.
I have
You
too.
laugh.
Where they think
You're
it's
like,
really
"Oh."
funny. You're like, "Oh, no, that was actually not a joke. It was serious." I'm like, "Oh, really? Sorry to hear about your mother."
I'm so sorry.
All right. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Here's the headline, Heidi. A man raises $35,000 in 24 hours for a stranger after a simple act of kindness.
That's a lot of money.
That is. This comes from Georgia. In a world often filled with uncertainty, one man's small act of kindness sparked a wave of generosity, leading to a life-changing moment for a family in need. It began when Casey Marlowe found himself at a convenience store. He was about to purchase a drink when he realized he left his wallet in a truck. He went to get it, but the man behind him in line said, hey, I'll just pay for it. Don't worry about it.
That's very sweet.
Grateful for the gesture, Marlowe struck up a conversation. As they spoke, he learned the man, despite his generosity, was going through a tough time. Mario, is the guy's name, was living with his family in a motel after being evicted from their home. He was working hard, though, to get back on his feet. Yet, in the hardship, he still found strength to help a stranger in need. Inspired by this, he went to social media to share a story and ask for a little bit of help, even if it's a few bucks. Together, we can make a big impact for this family. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. The community, near and far, rallied behind this gentleman. Donations poured in, each one contributing to a growing fund aimed at helping Mario and his family get back on their feet.
Love that.
In a day, they reached $35,000.
Holy cow.
It was just, he said, I was just the messenger, Harlow humbly explained. All I did was ask for help because I couldn't have done this alone. We all came together and helped this man. We are overwhelmed to be able to help change this man and his family's life. How amazing
Love
is
that.
this?
Love that. And
Mario,
how great is it of him to say, you know what, don't worry about it, man. I've got your drink.
Yeah. Mario, deeply moved by the outpouring of support, expressed his gratitude. It says, Casey, I knew God would provide for us somehow. I didn't know how, but I took a look at my kids' eyes every day, and I promised them that we will be okay. I've been driving my wife and kids past the house that we got evicted from regularly, reminding them God provided for us back then, and he would do that again when the time was right. I think this is really, really cool. What a great story. I've got a link to the story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.